Can you get everything you need from just one overdrive pedal?
Let's find out. The glorious sound of a Deluxe Reverb turned up loud. Hey everyone, welcome to That Pedal Show. Dan here.
Mick here. Hello, welcome to the show. Please subscribe.
And please head to thatpedalshowstore.com and grab some merch. It is the main way we fund the show.
Buy stuff, buy stuff. Okay, do you only need one overdrive pedal, he said, referring to his notes. This comes off the back of there's been a move to more simplicity recently. In lots of ways in the guitar land. Dan and I are both feeling it. 1 amp, we're often using 2 amps here in the studio, which is glorious. But look, so many of us have got 4 or 5 overdrive pedals on our board. What can you do with one overdrive, and what are some of the pitfalls in just using one overdrive? Now, straight from the off, do you need any overdrive pedals?
If you don't, go and watch something else.
Yeah. And equally, if you're like, actually, I'm fine. I've got my amp, I've got my overdrive pedal, I turn the overdrive pedal off, it's all good.
Yeah.
Then also this video probably isn't for you. But for those of us who do struggle a little bit with, it's a lesson in all that stuff. Gain, headroom.
Yeah, that's it.
Dynamics, volume. Can you get a loud clean sound? Can you get a loud overdriven sound? And all the rest of it. So we're going to just get into some pedals. There's more to be revealed.
There are more to be revealed.
But why don't we start with this?
Yes. The Boss Super Overdrive pedal. This is the Watercraft version. Everyone, if you don't have one, you've at least heard of it. And that going into the Deluxe Reverb. So what can we get out of just the Super Overdrive? If you think about you're at a gig and about what you need, we want a nice solo tone, we want a crunchy rhythm and a clean tone. Let's start there.
Most of the music we can think of requires one of those things, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So one thing that I really want to try is if we set up the Super Overdrive. So I want you to play.
Right.
Right. I want you to get a sound from the Super Overdrive that you really like.
Okay.
Right. With that guitar. Then I want to try something.
Okay. So go-to for an overdrive pedal, I think for a lot of people, is guitar up to get the maximum kind of overdrive level you need.
Yes.
And then come back from there. So, all right, a sound I like.
Yeah, I just want you to get a sound that you like, that you could use with the Super Overdrive.
Okay, I'm going to choose... Well, it doesn't matter what we choose. I'll choose a sound then. Okay.
That sounds fabulous.
So I prefer, just very quickly, the middle range honk with this guitar and that amp in the custom mode was too much for me.
Sure.
So I've gone back to the standard mode, I think, or whatever S means.
Yep.
A little bit less gain, a little bit more volume, and I cranked the tone up a bit so we've got some treble going.
Yeah. And that's hitting the amp really nicely.
Yeah.
Sounds fab. Okay.
I wonder what the settings are.
Now what I want you to do, guitar volume all the way up, get that sound.
Yeah.
Then I want you to turn the guitar volume back a bit and see if you can get that sound again by increasing the gain or tone or whatever you've got to do
Right.
on the pedal.
Yeah. So, okay. So volume right up we'll start with,
Yep.
and then I'll turn the volume down, okay? It's not a million miles away.
Not a million miles away.
Because I turned the guitar volume down, the gain dropped, the volume dropped a little bit, so I just put that back in with the overdrive pedal, get a bit of hiss going now because the overdrive pedal's fairly cranked.
Yep.
And increase the tone a little bit because the natural thing that happens when you turn your guitar volume down is you'll lose a bit of treble as well.
Yep.
On a guitar that's wired like this.
So now we've got that sound pretty close with your guitar on 7.
Yeah.
What happens now when you go from 7 to 10 on the volume?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So what's interesting is that with the sound that you liked, first of all, with the guitar on 10, you were able to dial that in pretty close, but then when you went up to 10, you had all this gain and stuff, which would work, sounded fabulous, like for your solos. So you had two distinct tones there that worked.
Very much so.
But when you went to the clean sound as well, it was still clear and bright.
Yeah, I wasn't loving the clean sound. So the Super Overdrive is not cleaning up. So one overdrive pedal, you also have the option of turning it off, right?
Yes.
There's our clean sound.
There's your clean sound.
It sounds, I mean, it sounds prosaically obvious to say it, doesn't it? So, but yeah, I love that idea. That get the sound you like, turn the guitar down, crank the pedal a bit more for extra,
Yes.
and then you've got all the middle range. For those of you who spend your lives roaming around your volume control will know all about this, but there's a lot of you out there who don't do this by nature, you know, day in, day out, and it's really worth a try.
Yep.
Okay, why don't you repeat the same thing with the next
Yes.
pedal?
love
Okay,
it.
so Boss Super Overdrive, obviously there's a million overdrive pedals out there. This is a classic. Let's unveil another classic.
Nice.
The affectionately named No Balls by Tom Bukovac.
Yeah.
On every national session players board, and loved for good reason.
It's a classic sounding thing, and I think especially with this combination, I'm assuming it's going to work really great. I'm going to do what we just did then with that guitar, and see if I can duplicate that with the Telly and the ODR-1.
Yeah.
So this is just the amp.
as Dan turned on the ODR-1, I thought, it's got quieter. I turn around to see the dB meter, which is not on. So I'm going to turn the dB meter on now.
Okay.
I'm interested in your perception of this out there in watching land. What's your perception of the volume difference in the pedal on and off? I'll turn the dB meter on and then we'll come back and do this. Apologies. So let's just play on and off and see what you think.
Sure.
The peaks are almost 5 dB louder
Yeah.
on the clean sound, but the nature of the overdrive, and this is, it sounds like a tangent, but it's important to what we're talking about. The nature of the overdrive, given that it is fuzzy around the edges and a somewhat unpleasant sound, compared to a clean sound, it sounds louder, but it's actually way quieter.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's acting like a compressor,
Yeah.
right? And so it's taking all those... This is where the maturity in the right hand comes into play, because you can, with your clean sound, you can, make it all lovely. But as soon as you give it some, the amp with headroom just goes, yep, bang.
There you are.
But when you do that with the overdrive pedal, it's limiting and nice. But you're absolutely right. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it integrates a little bit better with the amp. I like that. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn it down on the guitar and see if I can get close to that with just what's happening on the. As soon as I went down, it's lost it.
It's much more lifeless.
Much more lifeless.
But, as we said, you can turn it off for your clean sound. So for me, aiming for your most and more overdriven sounds using the guitar volume, again, which a lot of you do, but if you don't, please try it, is working nicely. The thing that's not working nicely is the volume right down clean.
Absolutely.
The cleaning things. And the clean sounds, and there might be various reasons for that in terms of how the pedals themselves are working. Let's move on to the next pedal and change the amp up a little bit as well.
Oh, okay, yeah,
to
nice.
see what difference that makes.
Okay.
Because at the moment, right, the Deluxe Reverb is set pretty clean.
Yes.
Here you go. Here's how clean the Deluxe Reverb is. I'm going to hit it as hard as I can with a humbucker. It's pretty clean.
It's pretty clean. It's very pleasant.
Yeah.
But it's clean.
It's not really going into overdrive yet.
No.
It's been a while since we've seen an OCD. absolute stellar classic overdrive of all time.
Yep.
A superb overdrive. Do you know which one this is?
This is the V1.7.
Oh, okay, nice.
So older one.
All gets a bit confusing.
Yeah, but this is all, through hole, big components.
Yeah.
It's classic.
So I'm just going to have a quick go then, doing exactly what we've just done. I'll do this really quick, and then we'll change the amp up a bit and see if we can achieve some of those lower gain, cleaner sounds by helping the amp up a little bit.
Okay. Come on. It really sounds great.
So a more open sounding overdrive in the first place doesn't have the mid hump of the super overdrive.
It's kind of like the best of both of those together in one
Kind
pedal.
of is. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of a mid hump in there, but by bringing the amp up a bit and getting the amp working, it's given us more range of adjustment on the guitar
Yeah.
to go down lower.
Yeah.
And the pedal, in that HP mode anyway, has plenty of overdrive. There's as much overdrive as I need for 99% of things. And you could even run it lower than that. But the combination of the overdrive pedal and the amp now working together really widens that palette of what you've got available off the...
For me, the dial back sound, and when you turn the gain up, that's the closest we got to the original sound with the guitar on full,
Yeah.
right? And I thought that was great. And then when the guitar came all the way up, I don't know what I was expecting. If it was, I was thinking, is it going to be out of control? Is it going to be too fizzy? It sounds wonderful. And I think especially when you turn the amp up, the amp started working that little bit harder, it worked brilliantly. So, yes, with one overdrive pedal, there are at least two great sounds in there that you can get from dialing the volume back a little bit and then turning it off for the clean sound. There's a couple of issues though.
Yeah, and
with
this is where we walk into the reality.
Yes. Yep. So issue number one, we heard when the guitar was turned down that because we've turned the gain up, our noise floor has risen considerably. And if that sound with the volume rolled back to 7 is going to be the main sound for, 85% of what we're doing, because that's our rhythm sound, we've got 50% more noise on 85% of our playing.
And those of you who run overdriven amps will understand this because the amp is providing that noise in the way that the pedal is doing here. So
Exactly that. So that's one thing to be aware of.
Yeah.
The other thing is that even though we're turning the volume on the guitar down, we're not really changing the volume that's coming out of the amp.
No, because when you've got overdrive, compression, clipping, headroom limiting happening throughout the signal chain, right? Some of it's happening in the overdrive pedal when we turn the amp up, some of it's happening in the amp. Actually, in some extreme cases, turning the guitar down can actually make the sound louder.
Yeah.
Because the transient
Is getting through.
which is the sort of the force and the speed with which the note hits you, is coming through and not getting compressed and clipped. And the issue with that, there's two issues with that. One is volume, as Dan says. Secondly, if you're playing in a band, for example, you might need a big fat overdriven sound for your solo sound.
Yep.
But if you need a big fat overdriven sound to sit underneath the vocals, doing what we've just done, you can't get it.
That's exactly right.
Because the more you turn the guitar down, the cleaner it gets.
Yeah. So it is a great sound. That, just rolling back the volume, turning it a bit more, I think that sounds really good. However, exactly as you say, does it work when you're jamming? It's going to be a struggle. If there's vocals to play underneath, if you need to step forward for a solo where everything needs to lift, your rhythm sound for the majority of the, if you need control over those volume levels, challenge.
So at this point, we're going to step beyond the realm of just one overdrive pedal, and we're going to suggest just one overdrive pedal and a volume pedal. Now, a great many people will put their volume pedal first in line. And what's the problem with putting your volume pedal first in line?
We get exactly the same thing that we're doing here with our volumes on the guitar. We're changing the amount of signal level that's going into the gain stage. That is altering the way that the gain stage is going to clip and create harmonics and all that stuff. But if we take the volume pedal and we place it after the gain stages, we have a master volume.
Yeah, so nothing's changing in the overdrive level.
Exactly. We're just taking the output signal before it hits the amp. We're taking the output signal from the overdrives and saying, hey, we can make you quieter or we can make you louder.
It sounds so obvious, doesn't it? And there's lots of people who do this. Like one of my favourite guitar players who does exactly this is Michael Landau. He puts his volume pedal after his overdrive pedals. Does Robin have it that way, Robin Ford?
Yes, he does. And
Landau.
Michael Landau, Robin Ford. And after the overdrives, before wet effects.
Yeah, we'll get into a bit of that in a second. Weirdly, me and Dan never do this.
No.
But I've been thinking about it a lot recently.
Right.
I've been thinking, actually, this could solve a whole bunch of problems.
Yeah.
Let's see what it does then. So, Daniel, I think you'd like a go on that OCD.
I would love a go on that OCD.
So we'll invoke the volume pedal.
Yep.
At volume 0. Mm-hmm. And now you should hear nothing from Dan. almost down to talking volume. At this point, the strings of the guitar are louder than what's coming out of the amp, right? So that's useful in two ways. One is you could just set it at a preset lower volume.
Yep.
And switch it in and out. Or of course you can just adjust it on the fly. Why do we never do this?
I don't know. Every time I hear it like this, it's like this is the most obvious thing in the world, and it's fabulous.
Yeah, and the reason for putting it before the delay pedal is, appreciate we've wandered a little bit off topic here, but this is really how to get the most out of one overdrive pedal. If we just turn the delay on a sec, Dan, go for it.
Sorry?
Make it a bit more obvious. Because the delay pedal is after the volume pedal, your delay trails remain intact, which means you can just feed however much overdrive into it that you want. More prosaically, you do the big intro to the song, which has got the big thing on it.
Right.
That was sort of not Run to You by Bryan Adams.
Run from you.
Run from you, yeah. Jog from you, it was. It sounds, for those of you who do this all the time, this is going to sound like the dumbest, most simple thing ever, but me and Dan don't do it. I'm going to start doing it.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth a try, because what you've just done there, bear in mind we've only been using the OCD in those last examples. You've got one overdrive pedal and one volume pedal.
Yep.
And you've now got loud clean.
Yes.
With the volume pedal up full and just the amp.
Yes.
You've got loud solo tone, and then you've got absolutely everything in between.
Yeah. By using the volume control on the guitar, controlling the gain like we did in the first stage, and then with the volume pedal, that's awesome.
So I suppose the final thing about that is, well, what if you need, or what if you desire a very different overdrive character? And I suspect adding a fuzz to this kind of thing, so you've got one overdrive, a fuzz and a volume. That means you've got your fuzz tones, you've got your overdrive tones. But why not two overdrive pedals? So we go from, what was the question? Do you only need one overdrive pedal to, actually a better way to do it might be one overdrive pedal and a volume, but it might be two overdrive pedals and a volume.
Yeah. Going back to the initial thing, like when we're using the volume off the guitar, which is really great, but we've still got that noise floor thing. If 90% of the time we're on 7 on the guitar. So what about if we go back to, grab the OCD, and we'll get that lovely rhythm sound with the guitar on full, And then let's add a gain stage in the front of that to boost that. So then we've got the volume pedal on 7, giving us our rhythm tone, an extra distortion by boosting that, and then by putting the volume pedal all the way up, hey presto,
These ones go to 11.
these ones go to 11.
All right, what should we use? What other pedal should we use then?
It's either the OCD or the ODR-1 for our main overdrive, and then we'll boost it with the super overdrive.
All right. So we'll take the ODR-1 out of the game.
Yep.
Forget that. I'm going to turn it off so you're not confused. So let's set you up with a sound out of the OCD then.
Yes.
I guess we want less gain, do we?
Yeah. So I want a nice chunky rhythm sound.
LP mode. I like the LP mode.
So why that sound really works for me with the guitar on 10 is I've got control over the distortion of it with the dynamics of my right hand.
It's really dynamic.
I love that.
Yeah.
So now what we're hearing now is the OCD on with the guitar rolled back. Noise floor completely acceptable, right? At this volume level.
Yeah, and if it's not, we just turn it off.
Exactly.
For the in-between song bits.
Yeah. But if I want more gain, what we're going to do, we're going to use the super overdrive as a boost and punch more gain into the input of it.
That is quite a lot of gain. I don't even know if the 335 will hang on to that. Absolute vast array
It's all there.
of, yeah, so we've got two ways of changing the volume, right? One, the guitar volume before the overdrive pedals will clean up before. The volume pedal after the overdrive pedals will regulate the master volume into the front of the amp. It will clean up the amp a little bit as well if the
Yeah.
amp is overdriving.
The way that we've got the amp set up here, where
Yeah.
it's just on the edge, so we're getting that lovely, the harmonics.
But what I like about that, and the sort of general takeaway, is the thing that Dan introduced at the beginning. If you back off a bit on the guitar and you back off a bit on the volume pedal, you can set everything else a little bit more over the edge. And that gives you somewhere to go, which means that you don't start on 10 on the amp and on the guitar.
10, 10, all across the board.
All across the board, where's to go. And it just gives you that extra bit of dynamic. Also, volume pedal, just absolute godsend for sound check o'clock. When the sound engineer says, give us your loudest sound, mate, you're like, yep.
There you go.
Sure, there it is.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's really good.
I mean, we've been doing this for 10 years. How have we never done that before?
That is a very good question.
And for all of you people going, why don't you use a volume pedal? This is your moment.
There you go. Yeah, completely. So, in conclusion, my lad,
Yeah.
yes,
Guilty.
you can get guilty. You absolutely can get some great sounds out of one overdrive pedal. No question. But using it like this with a volume pedal, those sounds are all there. But the flexibility that you get, especially when you're playing live and you need control over the volume levels on stage. Also, one of my pet peeves, and it makes me physically angry when this happens. I go and see a band and they're playing, it's great. The vocals loud and clear, kick drum was taking my head off. Guitar player steps forward to take a solo and nothing.
Nowhere.
The sound guy's out the back, having a fag, whatever he's doing, just, comes back in, he might catch the last two notes for the solo, whatever is, is going on there. This, it gives you complete control over being able to actually be loud enough when you want to step forward and be heard.
And just notice, okay, the OCD is in the LP mode, is it? Yeah, which is in the lower mode. I don't know if it means low power and high power, but anyway.
Is it low pass, hyper, low power? Yeah, there's
something like that. Anyway, it's less gainy. Is in the low mode, and the overdrive is at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
The SD-1 is in its standard mode, and the overdrive is at 10 o'clock.
Right.
We're not running a lot of gain in the pedals here.
Yep.
But stacking them, listen to how much overdrive it is. Yeah, we'll do it with the telly, yeah.
We get the SD-1 on the side just for a second, so we can hear.
So finally, just coming right back to the top of the show, repeating the thing that Dan introduced at the beginning, which was turning the guitar down a bit, turning the pedals up to match, and giving you the extra up there if you want it. Great.
It's great.
I mean, no matter how many times we go through this stuff on gain staging and headroom, I'm still come away from it going,
this is great.
Duh.
Yeah, definitely. Fabulous.
Hope that was useful.
Yeah.
For those of you into option paralysis, if you've got like 5 overdrive pedals on your board, maybe this is an opportunity to look at those 5 and go, can I just
simplify?
Do 2 here?
Yeah. 2 on a volume pedal.
Make my life easier?
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, head over to thatpedalshowstore.com and grab some merch.
Do that. Yeah. Thank you to our patrons on Patreon. We appreciate you.
Very much.
And also to the preferred retailers, Andertons and Pedal Empire. Thank you for your support, guys. Going to buy something, maybe head there to do so.
Beautiful.
All right.
That's great.
Yeah, that was good. We should do more of this simple stuff.
I like it. Brilliant. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.